Yo, what's up? It's your girl, Pretty Riot, and I'm sitting pretty starting riots right here on iLLANOiZE Radio. And every single week, you come and you watch these great interviews, and you still ain't subscribed. What are you doing? Hit the subscribe button and turn the notification bell on too.
What's good? It's the one and only iLLANOiZE Jones, and right now you're tuned in to the dopest thing to hit the street since crack cocaine.
Ow.
Still got my sister Pretty Riot in the building.
Yeah.
My brother Biko is here live, but he is holding the camera right now, doing his
Getting his
thing.
arm workout.
Man, multitasking. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Look at the muscles. Look at the muscles.
Say, like, he
Look at the muscles. Look at the muscles.
Getting his workout in.
Getting his legs strengthened in.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Miss Biko, he coming home tonight.
Yeah.
Listen, man, like my brother say, like always, man, we interview some of the dopest talent in the city and we present it to the world, man. And right now we got Black Dynamite in the building. Come on, we got Fresh Water in the building. Y'all make some noise.
Yeah. You know what up? What's up, y'all? How y'all feeling out there?
Man, we are blessed. How you doing, brother?
Man, I can't complain, man. I can't complain. Yeah, that's wild. That Black Dynamite, that's my Facebook. I don't even really be on Facebook like that no more.
I see it in your Instagram thing. It's like,
oh yeah, it's like it's in there?
In your bio.
Oh, okay.
It's in your bio.
That's probably because it's connected to my Facebook.
What's
shit.
Black Dynamite? I'm lost.
Oh shit, you got to check that movie out.
Oh shit, it's a movie?
Michael J. White.
You didn't watch the
You never see
cartoon
that
Black
shit?
Dynamite either?
What? That shit classic.
Dynamite.
This
The
like,
only person I remember saying Dynamite was the dude from
JJ.
JJ.
No, this shit, I promise you, classic shit. Like, this like some 2000, this shit came out like early 2000. It's some
How y'all get me wanna
2000s.
Google
It's some
it?
2000s.
I'm gonna send it to you.
It's some 2070 shit.
2070.
Shit, yeah.
Like literally.
Okay.
You feel me? It was made in the 2000s, but then on some throwback 70 shit. It's kind of like a satire of.
So what's your
Black
connection
exploitation.
with Black Dynamite?
Hold on. Did you see the movie with Jamie Foxx when he portrayed that dude from the 70s? It was Black Dolomite, right?
You talking about is that the clone they clone Tyrone?
He played Rudy Raymore. He played Rudy Raymore.
You talking about
Jamie Foxx?
No,
not Jamie Foxx.
No, you talking about Eddie Murphy.
Eddie Murphy. Eddie Murphy did the biopic for him.
Rudy Raymore, yeah. Nah, you got to see that. That's some classic shit. Some funny shit.
I'm not the best on movies, y'all. I'm music.
Nah,
I be listening to the music.
Well,
So what's your connection with Black Dynamite?
I just use it as a moniker. I like, you know how I like on some Ghostface Killer shit.
Okay.
Tony Starks.
Okay.
They different.
It's like your alter ego.
Yeah, it's like if you watch the movie, I feel like I'm
Then
Black
I understand
Dynamite.
it.
You
Okay.
feel me?
Okay,
You
I'm
know
gonna
what
have
saying?
to watch. You better gave me a movie to watch this
Yeah,
weekend.
Mean Genius is another moniker I got. You know what I mean? So
A mean genius.
yeah.
Let's
so
let's
that's
talk.
my email.
Let's talk to Water because you got an interesting background, brother. I want to know because you're an athlete as well. You know what I'm saying? You play ball with some of the best of them.
I did.
You know what I'm saying?
I did.
So
I must admit.
So coming from Chicago, and you played football. What was your position?
Running back.
Running back.
Yeah.
What high school you go to?
I went to Hales, man. Hales Franciscan.
Franciscan.
49th on the low end. You know, for the low enders who know that. 49th in Cottage Grove. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
So
That's not really a football school. It's not even a school now, real spell. But unfortunately, but the building is still there. It's I believe it's like a grammar.
It's a track or something.
Charter school now. Yeah, they like Michael Jordan and Juanita Jordan
Because like my
donated $5
friend
million
Loki
to
lived
us
over
for
there,
that.
and we went and was like watching the kids play football because she was a football manager in high school, and she was like walking her dog, and we was watching the kids play football. over
Right,
there.
and so they was doing things like that, like renting out the field, to different leagues.
I didn't know that they closed the school though.
Yeah, they at first they tried to do because it's just bad leadership. At the end of the day, that's really what happened. A lack of tapping in with alumni, things of that nature. But overall, it was a basketball school when it was in play.
But you made it a football school.
Yeah.
You
something
made
like
it a
that.
football school, though.
something like that.
So you was balling out.
I was.
And then you got that call up. We need you up here.
Yeah. So I played at Hales Franciscan, and then I went to the University of Wisconsin in Madison.
D1.
D1 Badgers. You know what I mean. So I true freshman. I played 18, 19, my sophomore year, and then going into my junior year, you got to do physicals every year.
Right.
So then they heard a murmur, and
A heart murmur?
yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So in the physicals, then I'm thinking it's nothing, of course. Then they like, we got to do a little further investigation on that. So they sent me to the university, then to the university hospital, and they did a just a deeper test, and then a scan really, and then they said, yeah, you ain't gonna be able to play no more. The doctor came back, so he said it so effortlessly, like it was nothing, right? And then I'm like, man, I got practice right now, man. Get the fuck out of here. Pardon. So
no, you good, you good.
And so I'm like, I got practice right now. What you talking about? And then he so I was diagnosed with hypertrophic cardiomyopathy. So it's like where you would see
that's some shit I feel like I heard on like TV.
Possibly. It's where athletes, football, basketball, any sport, ones that passed out and just died. You know what I mean? I believe Rashidi Willer, I know he played in Northwestern. This is some 90s shit, right? And but he passed going on, or it could have been early 2000s. He passed away doing that same thing. But a lot of athletes, man, had that that run in. I just was lucky enough for them to catch it. At the time I was like, man, we all got to go. I go on the field, like real spill. Like, let me wait.
That's how strong your passion.
Oh yeah, I was like, I go on the field. We all got to go. Let me go doing what I love doing.
Right.
But they didn't. That was bad for business.
That's a liability.
You know what I'm saying?
We just gonna let him play with a heart murmur.
Yeah, nah. It wasn't even a murmur. I think people play with murmurs. It was the HCM is the shorter term for hypertrophic cardiomyopathy.
So like, I really want to know, like, how do you transition out of being told something like that? Because that's not like I tore my ACL, I can go get nursed back to health.
Like where are you at that moment?
Yeah, like how did you get out of that mentally? Because that seems devastating, low key.
I was So I was actually coming off. So my sophomore year, I was a Big Ten conference. I made it to the Big Ten conference as far as athletes, you know what I mean, being mentioned. And in that regard, so I'm thinking my junior year, I'll put it to you like this. Junior year, we had meetings with scouts and NFL scouts and agents, right? So I was, in my mind, I'm thinking I'm about to go to the league after this season. I wasn't really, I'd come back and get my degree, right? So that's where I was mentally. And then that happened. It's like, really, this was around, so I played 02-03. I'm 40. You feel me? So let me, yeah, for sure. So let me take you back. So this 02-03, so where I played then 04 happened. So I'm telling you this because we were still at war on that 9/11 type of thing.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So you asking my mentality, I'm like, man, I can't play. I'm ready to go. Let me sign up.
I'm ready to go.
I'm ready to go.
Take my frustrations out.
Yeah, I'm like, it's whatever. Like, life didn't really mean much to me at that time. You know what I'm saying? After that happened to me. You understand what I'm saying? I was hardly going to class and shit. I was depressed, but didn't own it. I ain't claim that. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't active like that in public. You know what I mean? Right. And now and then I might go out. But yeah, I was down, man. I was down bad, but I was able to still graduate. Mm-hmm. It took me an extra year. I had to do 5 years.
Hey, but you went through some shit and you had to detour.
Yeah, for sure.
So what was something that pulled you out of that slump?
Well, I always was writing music, right? So,
even during the high moments of playing ball, you were still.
Sure. I started writing music at the age of 11. So, and really, I was just I want to say, so what's that? Nah, that's like 6th grade, right? So I remember, seeing some of the guys in class, they spitting their rhymes and shit, right? So I'm like, come on, man. I know this guy. Like, if you could do it, I could do that too, man.
Right.
But when I was writing at that time, it was like, it wasn't really hitting like that. You know what I'm saying? I could be real. I feel like I was doing something, but not where I am now. You know what I'm saying? It was a development, right? And so yeah, that's where I really started at. And so to answer your question, when that happened to me in college, I still, during that process, even when I was playing, it was a battle I had went to. It was like a bar or something. Like, even when I was playing, I had guys come out to the battles or whatnot that I was in. It was like, in the locker room, we got a W, right? For, Wisconsin, right? It was guys on the squad. We'll be battling right there on the W. One's circled up. You know
meet us in the circle.
Yeah, we on the W and battling. So ones knew I was rhyming already. So then when that happened to me, I dove even deeper. That's what really was like my therapy.
Okay.
To answer your question, in regards to what got me out of that, the music. It was the music.
Right.
How you said my music. It was my music.
Yo, what's up? It's your girl Pretty Right, and I'm sitting pretty, starting rights right here on iLLANOiZE.
I'm gonna let you finish, but did you tell them to listen to iLLANOiZE Radio?
Every Saturday from 4 to 6 p.m.
Well, I was getting to that, but y'all made a point, so I hope y'all tune in.
Do that.
Wow. Before the break, you talked a lot about like your history with football. And before we kind of wrap that topic up, I want to know like what did you learn like within football that you kind of use and it helps you like within music?
Well, every day in practice, our coaches, like, it don't even matter which team, whether you go back to me at Park District all the way up, through college and whatnot, the coaches would always say how football is a microcosm of life, in regards to if you fall, you got to get up. You know what I mean? So if you get knocked down, you get up. And so that's what I would say at the end of the day. I was, even with my story, I got knocked down, I had to get up. You can't stay down at the end of the day. You got to keep fighting, you got to keep moving forward. And sometimes it might take you a little longer to get up, but make sure you get up. Fight to get up. Don't just lay there. That's the microcosm for life.
When you transitioned into music, when you was like, all right, this is what I'm doing. What was it like when the people around you was like, you for real? Did they take your music serious? What was it like?
Well, yeah,
because not a lot of athletes.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's coming.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
They put you in a box. Once you're an athlete, you an athlete.
Yeah. It's wild. When I jumped into the music, I ain't really used that cape, if you will. I didn't use that. I didn't come in as an athlete, so to speak, like using that as a way to get in or to be my image. You know what I mean? Like a former athlete. I came in as an artist. Just historically. In music, I know about it. Like my family, my father. My father is the type of person, if you riding, me growing up riding in the car with him, he'd be like, now, and you done heard this type of shit all the time from comedians or whatnot, but that song right there, they got that from somewhere. Yeah. I'm talking about as a shorty.
Yeah, they always want to call out a sample.
Yeah, all the time. He like that, and then he gonna play it. And it's wild, you know what I'm saying? I do that type of shit a little bit too with my 6-year-old. You feel me? But she don't hear the same shit. But shit, I do that. I put her on. I put her on the music. So, but my father, and then to the point where he had me, being able to identify instruments just off sound. You know what I mean? Like I wasn't in band class. I didn't go to a performing arts school or whatnot. You know what I mean? I learned and studied just off of listening over the years and being real intentional with it. And so, my cousins coming up telling me like, what they saying, they not necessarily doing that, right? Now, today is different, right. You know what I'm saying? But back then it was like, he was telling me like, what they saying ain't really what's going on, right? Like they not really doing that. And just in regards to being able to tell what's the authentic versus what's artificial. Right. You know what I mean?
Did that change your approach to music? Like knowing that some people just be capping in their raps, like, how did that change the way you make music and the way you write for yourself?
No, it's wild. It's two perspectives on that, really. Because you got people, like off the situation that I went through. Not only did the music help me get out of it, but being spiritual and helped me get out of it as well. And knowing that foundation of spirituality, that's what also helped me. You know what I mean? And with that, it's said that, you got ones that be capping and shit, right? But then I'm just giving you the different perspectives on it. And then you also have ones, because I say this, everybody that make music, everything ain't 100% real. I say 90% is real. And then you might have people who might do, a little bit more, or 40% is real. You might have people like, or less, I should say. But as far as me, I would say 90 to 95% is real. And then it's room for imagination is real. You know what I mean? And speaking things into existence. You know what I'm saying? On that side. So that's why I give you on the spiritual side, or the two different perspectives on that. Because you have people that say fake it till you make it. I don't necessarily live by that, but then you got people who do try to say, well, if you imagining yourself there. Like it's also like a thing in sports, and I'm sure that could go with it in life in general, where you use your imagine. It's like you gotta visualize. That's a word that's used, right? It's like you gotta see yourself doing that, see yourself scoring, or see yourself on that stage, see yourself in that place that you're not in yet. And you have to imagine in order to bring it in. Right. You know what I'm saying? You got to see it to believe it, right? And so, and then you got that if you believe it, you can achieve it, and all these different phrases, right? But yeah, so you know, I don't necessarily go too hard on people that, you know what I'm saying, that's capping, as long as if you talking about some killer, some killer talk, and yeah, then that's foul.
Because I think it's still a difference between like I'm telling somebody else's story versus I'm telling my own story.
Right. Yeah, no question about it. So, you know, I'm not talking about the fake street stories. Nah, I'm talking about
somebody saying they got a Lamborghini.
Yeah.
I got $6 million. Now I got a big house on a hill. You know.
Yeah. Now that you ain't hurt nobody with that, but ones who know it ain't real, right?
But that's what you want.
But if you want that and you want to speak that into existence, man, go for it.
Right.
You ain't hurt nobody. You know what I'm saying?
What point for you where you was like, oh, this music shit gonna work for me?
Well, I knew that when I was writing, even in college when I wasn't playing no more, and I'm just writing, it's like I could do this all day. This is nothing to me. Like, you know, it's different, you know, being told, hey, you in school or whatnot, like, yeah, you gotta do this 15-page paper. You know what I'm saying?
It's due Friday.
That's due, you know what I mean? Or something like that, 25-page paper. It's like, man, but man, doing 25 pages of rhymes, it's a different thing, you know? And so that's when I knew I could do it, you know, just knowing how it was nothing to me. I'm talking about hours, you know, I could go 10 hours straight doing music, you know what I mean? Like maybe even longer, but I'm talking about just being focused in. So that's when I knew, you know, it was a passion. And then not only that, right? The people I got the responses too, because I could feel that way, but you know, if you're not getting the responses, you know, you might want to look to do something else. I was getting that feedback, like, let's keep going.
What was some feedback that shocked you that you got from somebody, like somebody that you didn't even think was paying attention to your music, or somebody you didn't think was a fan of your music that was like, whoa?
I'll tell you this. So I know y'all had GQ on here, right?
Yeah.
I heard y'all, you know, y'all was talking about, shout out to Freddie. Y'all had Freddie on a little earlier. And then y'all was talking about Rhyme Fest. Shout out to Rhyme Fest, right? So earlier in my career, I was battling, you know what I'm saying? And so I had a battle at the barbershop that Obama used to go to in Hyde Park. I don't know if he still go there or not, right? But I know that's that barbershop next to the former Boston Market, if you know what I'm talking about in Hyde Park. That barbershop, right? It's still there. But I had a battle in there, and Rhyme Fest and GQ. It was a third person too. I apologize. I can't remember who that host was. But they were two of the hosts of the three. And I won that battle. And so with them two being the legends that they are, right, I knew that's some feedback right there that made me feel, you know, certified and official in regards to what I do.
For sure. Shout out to Rhyme Fest and shout out to GQ, the teacher out there, man, holding it down. We got some music to play. We got Heavily Favored.
Word. Hey, shout out to Rhyme Fest. I voted for you, man, on that.
Oh yeah, I did too.
School board.
Yeah. And congratulations, because he won that thing.
Yeah, so
our vote count. You know what I'm saying? Our vote counted on that. You know what I'm saying? For sure.
That's a whole other thing.
You know what I'm saying?
Yo, what's up? It's your girl, Pretty Right, and I need you to do one sminy. Yo, what's up? It's your girl, Pretty Riot, and I just need you to do one small favor for me. Head on over to your app store, search iLLANOiZE. Hit the first thing that pops up, because we the one and only, and download the iLLANOiZE app.
You know, today I'm riding and I'm listening to Order of the Day, and you got your daughter on the intros, right?
Yeah.
What was the inspiration behind that?
Man, my daughter is my life, you know? It's other things too that's important in life for me, but yeah, that's number one. And so I call that early lessons, right? And so it's just little things that I do with her every day. I homeschool my daughter right now, you know what I mean? So I'm hands-on with her. And so it's things I'm trying to instill in her and developing confidence and knowing who she is and before I send her out into the world. You know what I mean? So yeah, for sure.
I love the interaction that y'all have. I think y'all hear like a little football thing going on.
Yeah, at the end.
Yeah,
word. At the end. That's some real shit.
Because then you ask her like, who are you or something?
No, I said, what's your mantra?
Oh yeah.
And then she, did her mantra. But at the end, right, where I was like, how you feel? That's the joint we
how
did.
you feel? Yeah.
And that's something I did when we was in I was in grammar school, Park District Ball, Washington Park, over there on the south side.
Yeah.
We used to do that, like we break a huddle. You know what I'm saying? Like not a huddle like at the calling a play, but like everybody come together.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? At the end of practice or something. And then
and she was with it. She was on. You could tell she was felt the energy. In my mind, listening to it, it took me back to like when I was young and I used to listen to Master P.
Yeah.
And I was listening to him, bro, going through it with Romeo, like, son, what you learned from school today.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So when I hear, I'm listening to you, and I'm like, damn, this shit cold.
For sure.
This shit cold.
Yeah. No, I think it's important because, I think it's important. It's no rule book or nothing on how you raise children. You know what I mean? And so it's just things that, what I learned, I try to, pepper it into my music. You know what I mean? Just on the spiritual side, just living life, everything, right? And so, I try to put that in. So same thing. Like I put those nuggets into the music. So what I'm doing with her, I tried to put that in there. Of course, it only made sense with it being called Order of the Day Family Business.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so
put the family in.
Exactly.
I like that.
Yeah.
So what's the difference between part A and part B?
Well, side A and side B, we had about 20. We did like 25 joints. And so it was like instead of just doing a double CD like and giving it all at once, knowing how today's era is, and everybody, it's like a microwave era in a sense to where, and then there's so many artists dropping all the time. You know what I mean? We didn't want to just do it like that. We wanted to break it apart, and that's what we did. And so I added a couple more songs just to fill it out even more for side B. So yeah,
brother, you got 23 albums.
Damn. Excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
You got 23 albums.
Yo, like a lot of that too came early too, man. Just hungry. You know what I'm saying? Just dropping shit. It's like I know a lot of people, as far as artists looking at the business of it, they'll be like, yeah, I'm not. I'm gonna just call my work a mixtape or a tape or whatever, and not call it an album for the on the business side of things. Why they try to hold off on that. And so, but for me, it's like, I'm just growing and developing in regards to my vision on the music as far as me learning in life. And so I'm able to put that and you can see it from the first one to the last. That's not even all my work. You know what I'm saying? That's you looking at probably Bandcamp.
No, I'm looking at iTunes. I'm looking at iTunes.
Oh yeah, iTunes. Yeah, I got
So is that from actually from 2018 to now?
Yeah, that's from 18 to now.
So you actually dropped.
Yeah.
In 6 years,
yeah,
you didn't drop 23 albums.
Yeah, something like that.
How do people do that? How did 22 albums?
23.
23?
Word. So
people don't even got 23 songs in the vault, and you talking about you got 23 albums.
I told you earlier in
but you did just say that you could write
and it was nothing when I learned like I could do it. So, but to answer your question, it's all about the music I'm getting to, right? And then it's time space out. It's 365 in a year, and sometimes 366. But it's like, that's what I do, and I love creating music, and in those albums, it's probably like 15 different producers. You know what I'm saying? I work with different producers and working with those different artists, I call them artists as well. It just bring out a different style, a different sound. You know what I mean? I don't want to be redundant in my music. Of course, it's going to be the foundation of who I am is going to remain in the music, but I still want to give y'all something new every time. You know what I mean?
What really, I guess, I don't want to say inspired you, but what made you say, like, I'm going to put all this music out? Because people will make that music, but they won't put it out. Like, they'll sit on it and they'll have a vault full of music, but they won't put it out. So what's the difference? Or, like, what do you feel like that difference is that made you say, like, no, I'm not sitting on none of this. I'm going to put the music out.
Yeah, and same thing like how you found it on iTunes or and you can find that anywhere on the DSPs, right? But when you look at some of that research on streaming, they tell you, the more the better as well. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because we getting, like, for y'all, like, this is, to the fans out there, to the supporters, the investors, to the real listeners, music lovers, casuals. When you streaming music, I'm sure y'all heard this before, but we get fractions of a penny. We don't even get a penny. You get like
0.001.
Yeah, that's it. Like, you know what I'm saying? A thousandth
of a penny.
A thousandth of a penny.
How you even split a penny?
Yeah, and you can't. How? That's not. It's like they playing with the money, and you need like 7 spins just to make 1 penny. So it's really important that that we support our artists and invest in our artists, because this is not cheap. Like, for me to create those songs, I gotta pay for studio time. I gotta pay for beats. I gotta pay. Like, you want videos, I gotta pay for the video. You gotta pay to get that mixed and mastered. This costs money, and just to be real, just to stream a song, like, that's, we glad y'all listening. We appreciate it, and I gotta put more out there so I could make more, so y'all could listen more. You know what I'm saying? Because if you playing the same song, not to say it's classic songs, and I would like to think I'm making some, right? But after a while, even my favorite artists, I don't want to, after I play that song, I want to hear more from them. I don't want to hear the same song after a certain time. So same thing, I'm trying to get y'all more. And yeah, it's critical that we support our artists out here, because the game is not the same. They getting over on us. You already see the mainstream is in trouble. If you not Kendrick or Beyonce or these ones are the elite who really can be independent artists. They really can go off. Like, I wish, like, Kendrick Lamar, like, man, go independent, bruh. Like, for real, what you doing, bruh? You got it. We gonna follow you. You know what I'm saying? I'm a fan. Beyonce, like, all these artists need to go independent shit, because the industry, they getting over on us. So we need y'all to support us. You know what I mean? Like, for real. $1, $5, you know what I'm saying? Especially if this your favorite artist, you like what they do, support them so they could give you more. It's critical.
Do you miss the times when you could go to somebody and offer your CDs and sell CDs?
I still do that. I'm not like on some SAW type of thing. Like, in respect to them, Soldiers at War, they had Master P was doing, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. We had Soldiers at War was really known for, you know what I'm saying, especially out here. Not to say it wasn't other ones, but I got vinyl, you know what I mean? Like, Copenhagen, I got music that's on vinyl, through labels from overseas, Copenhagen Crates, the Rap Winkle. These are some of the top. I would say probably number 1 might be Dope Media, Dope, DAUPE, right? They do vinyl. And then I would say number 2 is Copenhagen Crates. I got to work with them. And so, this is how you able to make money as an artist is, that streaming money is not really money. You know what I'm saying? Like, but also, shout out to my man Ty Ferris in Detroit. He got Bars Over BS, a label. So I'm able to move units through that, CDs and cassettes. You know what I mean? So we still do that. And that's like a independent label right there in itself, on some American made. It's like, yeah, we still got it. You know what I mean? It's still out here, and it's important that we support it so it can still thrive. And it's a I call it renaissance of the culture, right?
Shout out.
I had the show earlier this year. I had a barbecue 9 months later, right? November 10th, I had a barbecue, just trying to bring artists together and form that community of artists. That was the same thing I felt like with renaissance of the culture. In my mind, I would like to think that I brought the best artists in Chicago. Now, of course, it was a few that wasn't there. I don't want to be disrespectful, because there was a few artists that's still top notch that wasn't in the show. I wasn't really all the way tapped in with them at the time. So, but I'm of the thought that if we bring our top artists together, we can get over that hump. You know what I mean? And when I say renaissance of the culture, it's to say that it's a new era of what's going on right now. Whether what happened in the 90s, comment, conflict, respect to all of them. I don't want to leave nobody out. Ill State, Assassins, all of them. And then, we came up to Lupe's and, Rocky Freshes, and then the Dirks,
right.
That all that era, you know what I mean? And but now it's a new era. You had the Herbos and the Vic Mensahs, but now it's a new era. And I've been around, and some of us still in this era, from Rufus, Vic, Spencer, others, even I want to say Fillmore, Chris Crack, right? Well, we've been in some of those other eras, but ones didn't know. But now
they starting to shine the light. The light is on y'all.
Yeah, you know what I mean. And so it's like let's shine that light so we can all get over the hurdle and make it happen.
If you could sit in the room with yourself from Broken Leaves, right? That's the name of the album.
Broken Levee.
Broken Levee.
Yeah.
If you could sit in the room with yourself in Broken Levee, what's some game you would get to yourself, and what's some game he'd get to you?
I would say build your team. Build your team. Do it the authentic way. You don't have to, if and I don't want to knock people in they, they services that they do, right? But you don't always have to go through the middleman. If you build it authentically and build relationships yourself, then you can go direct to the source. You don't have to pay for certain things to happen for you that may to hope that it happened for you. And because it may not at the end of the day. And then what if looking at my younger self saying to me now, I would say keep that hunger, even though because ones when they get in the game, you would never think like, man, it's gonna take 10 years. You know what I'm saying? Because if you did, you probably wouldn't do it. You know what I'm saying? But like, it's gonna take me that long to get to where I need to get to. But it's like, keep that hunger and keep that aggression and learn and be willing to learn and you know what else I would say to my younger self? Work with others, because when you coming from being a former athlete and then even in rap itself, it's a competitive genre, right? And being competitive, you might come in with the thought process like, man, I'm better than them. Like I don't really, and you might be to yourself, and you know what I mean. It's like, nah, that's not really where it's at. So to my younger self and to the younger artists as well out there right now, network. Don't be afraid to network. Everything ain't about mean mugging and being the toughest. Like, because when you in this industry, you trying to make money at the end of the day. And so networking is key. You know what I mean? Don't be afraid to speak to people and reach out. Show that.
One more question before we wrap up. I want to ask you this because I know you got your daughter on both covers, and I wanted to know, by being a father, how much inspiration and influence does your daughter have on your music?
Like I said, like just bringing up with the spirituality aspect. I always, and I tell her, be true to yourself, and you're a leader. We're not a follower. But all leaders have to be followers at some point, of course, in the beginning. That's what you said on that. And I said that as well. So remember that. And but she does have certain things I say absolutely, because I got her in mind. And then at the same time, I'm an artist too. So I still want to, and that's a part of that. Keep that hunger. I try not to let. It's like a fighter, right? You might have a fighter who don't have children, right? And so they in the fight and they going crazy in that fight, right? You doing anything, but then you have a son, a daughter now. Now you might be more hesitant in the fight because you want to go home.
Right.
You don't want to get unconscious or get knocked out or be beat up in the face now because you got to go home to somebody. So now you think it different. But when you move and think different, you might fight worse. You know what I'm saying? When you lose that hunger. So at the same time, I'm saying that to say, like, I still want to, attack, keep my aggression as a, an artist. And at the same time, it keeps me well mindful and more considerate of other things, for sure.
For sure. Before we go up,
real quick, I wanted to say this. I think, I got to say this for the artists that's not from Chicago coming to the city, putting on events and performances, it's respect, right? But it's disrespectful when y'all come in here and y'all not putting no Chicago artists on y'all bill. I want to let that be clear. Like, we don't respect that. We don't honor that. And then you put a spotlight on yourself when you do that. And you can have ones thinking different. You know what I mean? And everybody trying to be peaceful out here, but we definitely got to show love. You coming out of town and you coming to Chicago performing, I don't care who you are. I don't care what you doing. You know what I'm saying? But if you got performances going on, it's in your best interest just to have a Chicago artist on, it don't matter who it is, just put one of them on, you know, and build that bridge right there. Because when you don't do that, it's not a good look, and it comes off as disrespectful. You know, it was an event that took place a couple weeks ago. I ain't know nothing about it, right? And it's respect, right? But like Westside Gun was here, right? I found out, and did like a wrestling show or something. And he not the only one. There's other ones I've seen that did this, right? But you know, and like I said, it's respect to them in the movement that they got. But they came out here, did a wrestling event, then they brought some artists from out of town too, and letting them perform, you know, and you don't got no Chicago artists on. I find that very disrespectful, especially when I know Vic Spencer is an artist that is always seen with Westside Gun. You know what I'm saying? At his house kicking it. Like, if anything, put Vic Spencer on that show. Put somebody on that show though, because that's not a good look. We don't honor that. And it ain't just him, it's other people. But be clear, you come to Chicago and you're not from here, we welcome you. But show love, show real love. Ones don't really like that picture stuff, them photo ops, like that don't move everybody. Some people is fans like that, where that's enough for them, but that's not enough. Show real love. Show some real love.
Show some real love, and you heard it from him.
Jalty.
And
He clocked the shit out
Facts.
Jalty, okay? Like, I'm
Facts.
talking about right over the head. Clock it.
let the people know if they want to do features, get you for show. Any matter of fact, do you have any shows coming up? Anything coming up?
Yeah, for sure.
What's coming up? We need to know about music dropping, new album dropping, mixtape albums dropping, shows. What we need to be looking out for from Waterr. What's next?
So the very next thing that's coming right now is November 30th, Bourbon on Division. I believe that's 2050 West Division. 9 o'clock, we having a show, Detroit and Chicago. You know, Bazaar from D12 gonna be headlining. Bazaar and Rufus Sims put this together. I know Rufus Sims took a couple of the brothers out there, Pano and Jude, I Am God, and Rufus. They went out there to Detroit earlier in this month, and so and now they coming back. And now Detroit is coming out here. And so we gonna do that. We gonna do that show, and that's on the 30th. That's this Saturday. My most recent album, Order of the Day, Family Business Side A Side B, is on all streaming platforms right now. You can also tap in at Waterr with 2 R's, .bandcamp.com.